350 miles of the Pacific Rim exploded. And it caused that great tsunami, that great earthquake. It caused that liquefaction. What if the entire Pacific Rim did that at the same time? What if the 25,000-mile Pacific Rim erupted at the same time? What if the volcanoes, not only in the Pacific, but also in the Atlantic, erupted at the same time? What would have happened to this earth? We couldn't have survived. None of us could survive that. The great fountains of the deep broke up. What makes it rain? What has to happen to the atmosphere to make it rain? Moisture's there, but what happens to cause that moisture to condense?
Condensation.
What's that? Condensation. What causes it? What's that? Dust. Dust. Every raindrop has one speck. It's microscopic. But every raindrop has at least one microscopic speck of dust or ash in it. When God created this earth, He had the waters above and the waters beneath. It's called the water canopy theory. And the theory would tell you why people live so long, because there was a filter. The sun ages us. Well, the filter was there, the water canopy. But how would God have collapsed it? The windows of heaven were open. You know, right now, if the moisture in our atmosphere were to condense and rain on us, it would only rain about half an inch. And that would be it. I'm talking about the atmosphere moisture. But it rained for 40 days. There had to be a lot of water up there. Well, there was a lot of water up there. What caused it to collapse? Well, the great fountains of the deep, the big volcanoes exploded. What did that send forth into the atmosphere? Dust, ash, and it collapsed the water canopy. And now, today, instead of living for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, we live for how long? 70, 80, a little more maybe by reason of strength. Well, we can get a glimpse. Look at this. We can get a glimpse of what happened. You have the great fountains of the deep broke forth. Giant earthquakes. Walls of water. Giant tsunamis coming. The windows of heaven are open. They had it from the side. They had it from above. And what they have from beneath. Liquefaction. The earth, they were sinking into the earth. They were being overcome with water from above and from the sides. And it happened instantaneously. What have they found in the mouths of woolly mammoths? Grass. It happened so fast, they died while eating. It was still there. Still there in their mouths. Torrents from the windows of heaven. Total devastation from giant tsunamis. Being swallowed by the soil. These are the things that happened in the days of Noah. And that was merciful. That was merciful. What if it took, 20, 30, 40 days for all the people finally perished? Well, that would have been really cruel, I guess you could say. But this happened quickly. All happening at once. The same powerful word which created this earth, the same powerful word which caused the flood, and the same powerful word which keeps this world spinning is the same powerful world today that's trying to save us through this gospel. What does Paul say in Romans 1:16? For I'm not ashamed. What? Why? It is what? The power of God unto what? Salvation. Now, of course, you can do a whole lesson easily on just that one verse. When it says, it is, what does that mean?
The word.
It doesn't say it is a power of God unto salvation. It says it is the the power of God unto salvation. What does that mean? There's only one. There's only one. Noah's building an ark. Y'all better get on. Now we'll go look for another one somewhere. Not another one. It is the power of God unto salvation. I don't care what your government tells you. There's only one religion that leads you to God, and that is Christianity. The gospel of Jesus Christ. It is the power of God unto salvation. What questions or comments about the great flood? About the tsunami? By the way, when they evacuated us from that hotel, we had to go to higher ground.
Most of our hurricanes, they come from Africa, where there's a lot of dust, and they go across the Atlantic, Florida.
And by the way, who would have known about all these things? The Lord. The Lord would have known about all these things. Why would He have known about all these things? Well, He created the world. He created everything. He would have known exactly what it took. I don't know what the world looked like before the flood. It looked like different than it does now, I believe. The world is different. What did it not do before the flood? It didn't rain. It didn't rain. How did the earth get water? A mist came up from the soil. Liquefaction comes from stable but saturated ground. Everything was right with this. And the Lord knew exactly what it would take. What questions or comments?
He sure got the power to destroy it.
I'm sorry about
He
that.
says he had the power to make it and cause all the things to happen. He's got the power for it.
He has that. He has that. And what is going to happen to the earth someday? Brother Lewis is referring to.
Don't be burned.
It's going to melt with fervent heat. I mean, the Apostle Peter says it's going to melt with fervent heat. It's going to be dissolved. Everything's going to be destroyed. Everything that is here now, one day will be gone, including us. We'll be someplace else. We'll be somewhere else. But everything that we, material-wise, we hold dear, it could be buildings, it could be rainforests, it could be whatever. Someday, what's going to happen to all that? It's going to be gone. It's going to be gone. This earth is temporary. But how's it going to end? Who's going to say? God. The same Word that created this world is keeping it in store, waiting on the day of judgment. Brethren, I appreciate your time this morning, and I hope and pray that we can have a good gospel meeting. We have some lessons that I hope that will help us. But I wanted to bring this to you this morning to hopefully notice what nature can tell us about what actually happened at the flood. And how great our God is. How powerful our God is compared to anything great or powerful that man has ever done or ever will be able to do. Well, I appreciate your time and looking forward to worship in the next hour. Thank you.